Primary school or an elementary school is a school for children between the ages of about 6 and 12. It comes after preschool. When children finish learning at primary school, they go to secondary school. In the United Kingdom, a primary school usually comprises a nursery and the first 7 years of a child's full-time learning. In Australia and the United States, primary school begins with kindergarten. It lasts for 6 years, usually until the 5th or 6th grade. In Singapore, primary school refers to those students who are normally between the ages of 7 to 12. Primary school is classified as PL to P6 for primary 1 to primary 6 respectively. At the end of P6, students sit for a national level primary school leaving exam, PSLE, which is used for placement into secondary school. Prior to primary school, pupils attend kindergarten school for 2 years. A lesson in school is a planned period of time for learning. It involves one or more students being taught by a teacher. A lesson may be either one section of a textbook or a short period of time during which learners are taught about a subject or taught how to perform an activity. Lessons are generally taught in a classroom, but may instead take place in a situated learning environment. Also, a lesson means a learner learning something he did not know before. Such a lesson can be either planned or accidental, enjoyable or painful. The slang phrase to teach someone a lesson means to punish or scold a person for a mistake they have made to make sure that he does not make the same mistake again. A house is a building that is made for people to live in. It is not a place that can be easily packed up and carried away like a tent or moved like a caravan. If people live in the same house for more than a short stay, then they call it their home. Houses have many different shapes and sizes. They may be as small as just one room, or they may have hundreds of rooms. They also come in many different shapes and may have just one level or several different levels. A big building with lots of levels and apartments is called a block of flats, or an apartment block. Houses have a roof to keep off the rain and sun, and walls to keep out the wind and cold. They have window openings to let in light and a floor. Houses of different countries look different to each other because of different materials and styles. The place you live in is your home, whether it's a house with 4 walls and a roof, a flat that's part of a larger building or a caravan on wheels that can move around. The homes in your city, town or village may look different from yours. This could be because they were built at a different time and from different materials. Homes have changed over the centuries because the way we live has changed during that time. For example, we don't all live in one room with our horses and cows anymore like the way that the Iron Age Celts did. And it's more common to have bathrooms inside our homes now, instead of at the back of the garden like the Victorians in Britain did in the 19th century. There is a newcomer in our class. Her name is Daisy. She is tall with curly, blonde hair. She has big blue eyes. I like her charming smile very much. Although she is a newcomer, she makes friends with other students easily because she is friendly, easygoing and sociable. Most of the classmates like her. During the lessons, Daisy rarely talks when the teacher explains something. In class, she is hard-working and does all exercises. When we work in groups, she is energetic, helpful and active. She always makes everything exciting. Daisy's house is far away from school, so she stays in the campus. After class, she takes part in a sports club of the school. She is sporty and can play volleyball well. She enjoys reading books, going out with friends, listening to music and hiking. She tells me she would like to become a tour guide, and she also wants to travel to many other places in the world. A friend is a person that someone likes or knows. People who are friends talk to each other and spend time together. They also help each other when they are in trouble or are hurt. Friends are people that can be looked up to and trusted. Sometimes people can't share their secrets with their parents, but they share them with their friends. Usually, friends have similar interests. A friend is one who admires a person's skill and helps or encourages them to make the right choices and do not get into any trouble at all. Friendship is both good and necessary. Humans cannot live all alone. We are social beings. We need someone to share our joys and sorrows. Generally, it is only people of similar age, character, background, mentality, etc., who can understand us and our problems. Friends are needed for support and for sharing. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to see the world from the eyes of a stranger? To see what they think and how life must feel for them? How different or similar are you? Being a pen pal is essentially just that. Pen pals are sets of people who regularly write to each other, primarily via postal mail or email. They don't usually have a well-established relationship in person and so are most of the time strangers. They share their thoughts and stories with each other and often develop lifelong friendships. For some individuals, the fun of having pen pals often lies in the fact that the letters are handwritten, therefore snail mail is their preferred way of communicating, while for others the modernity of email interaction is a better fit. Regardless of the preferred mode, having a pen pal is super fun and exciting. Education is an important part of British life. There are hundreds of schools, colleges and universities in England, including some of the most famous in the world. Education is free and compulsory for all children between the ages of 5–16. Some children are educated at home rather than in school. Children's education in England is normally divided into two separate stages. They begin with primary education at the age of 5, and this usually lasts until they are 11. Then they move to secondary school. There they stay until they reach 16, 17 or 18 years of age. Teachers in primary schools, 4–11 years old, are always addressed by their surname by parents and pupils alike, always Mr., Mrs. or Miss Smith. In secondary schools, 11–16 years, teachers are usually addressed as Miss or Sir. London is the capital city of the United Kingdom. There are a lot of cars in the city. People go everywhere by car, so traffic in the city centre is heavier than that in the suburbs. It is harder to find a place to park a car than to do it in other areas. The public means of transport is cheaper than cars, but the Londoners prefer their own cars. Moreover, there are more and more tourists and visitors coming to London for sightseeing or shopping. At weekends, the streets are noisier and busier than they are on weekdays. Now, traffic jams are worse than ever before. Although the living cost in the suburbs and the countryside is cheaper than that in the city centre, most young people prefer living in the city centre. London is richer than other cities in the United Kingdom, but it is more polluted because of the city industry, vehicles, and plenty of people. A neighbour, or neighbour in American English, is a person who lives nearby, normally in a house or an apartment that is next door or, in the case of houses, across the street. Some people form friendships with their neighbours and help them by sharing their tools and helping with gardening tasks. Other people become frustrated with their neighbours if the neighbour makes a lot of noise or a mess. A group of people living close together in a small community is called a neighbourhood. Some neighbourhoods have many community organisations where people volunteer and do charitable activities. Other neighbourhoods in poor communities may have no community organisations, and there may be many problems in the community. Boasting picturesque landscapes from the north to the south, Vietnam is home to the world's largest cave, Sun Doong. Sun Doong Cave is located in Phong Nha Ki Bang National Park, Quang Binh Province. The cave contains a 5 km tunnel which can reach a height of 250 meters and a width of 200 meters. The main cave is large enough to house a 40-floor skyscraper. It's quite surprising that the first to discover this cave was a local farmer in 1990, but it took almost 2 more decades for Sun Doong to be rediscovered. The team of locals and British explorers found the whole impressive ecosystem with a set of caves, tunnels, beaches, lakes and rivers in 2009. Now Sun Doong is one of the world's greatest natural wonders, along with the Grand Canyon, Victoria Falls, Mount Everest, etc. The first guided tour to the safe part of the cave started in 2013. Adventurous travelers can book a trip to explore the magnificent ecosystem and sleep in unique campsites at this mysterious cave. Lac Lake's name evokes curiosity and charm for visitors that wish to explore this wild beauty. In addition to the natural beauty and fresh air, adventure elephant riding and taking one-piece timber boat on Lac Lake make this place become an indispensable destination for tour to Dark Lac and the Central Highlands. Lac Lake is a beautiful landscape of the Central Highlands. It is both a source of fish and a gigantic freshwater reservoir supplying water to hundreds of hectares of rice fields, and also makes the climate here cooler. This is a natural lake with the greatest depth, which is more than Tinung Lake in Gia Lai Province. Lac Lake is 5 km wide, adopted with Krong Anna River. The water always looks deep and blue. The lake is surrounded by high mountains, making its water appear calm, and having the vast primeval forests with abundant flora and fauna. Tet Nguyen Dan, shortened to Tet, is Vietnam's Lunar New Year, and is the most important annual celebration and public holiday in Vietnam. Tet celebrates the beginning of a new year as well the coming of spring. Exciting festivities are held such as making traditional food and shopping. During this time, there is a real sense of celebration in the air, making it an unforgettable festive time. Celebrated as a time of renewal, Tet serves as an opportunity for Vietnamese people to pay homage to their ancestors and have family reunions. Preparations usually begin a week before Tet, as people start to return home, clean their family grave, worship at their family altars, and decorate their homes with apricot blossoms, peach blossoms, and kumquat trees, symbolizing the hope of prosperity and well-being. Korean New Year is on the first day of the Korean lunar calendar. It is one of the most important and traditional Korean holidays. The celebration lasts 3 days: the day before Korean New Year's Day, Korean New Year's Day itself, and the day after Korean New Year's Day. Korean New Year is a family holiday. Most people try to return home to spend time with their relatives. It is important to spend the holiday at home. During the first morning of New Year, Koreans show their respect to their ancestors. Traditional foods are placed on a table as an offering to their ancestors, and they pray for well-being and good health. They prepare a lot of traditional foods for family members coming to have meals. Gifts are given to family members. Koreans wear new beautiful traditional clothes called hanbok during New Year. New Year's Day is a public holiday in the United Kingdom, UK. It is on January 1st. People in the UK usually celebrate New Year from the evening of December 31st to January 1st. On New Year's Eve at midnight, when the Big Ben clock strikes to mark the coming of New Year, people welcome New Year and sing the traditional song, Auld Lang Syne. They open the back door to let the old year out and ask the first dark-haired man to come through the front door carrying bread, salt, and coal. This means that in the following year everyone in the house will have enough food, bread, earn enough money, salt, and be warm enough, coal. Many people have parties at home or go out. There is also a popular tradition of exchanging New Year gifts while wishing each other well. New Year parades are the biggest attraction of New Year celebrations in the UK. They are organised in almost all major cities of the UK. The Amazon River is located in South America within the Amazon rainforest. It is the second longest river in the world, with more than 6,400 kilometers long. That is longer than the United States from the east coast to the west coast. During the dry season, the widest parts of the Amazon are only a few kilometers wide. But during the rainy season, the river can be more than 32 kilometers wide. There are over 3,000 different species of fish in the Amazon River. One of the most well-known fish within the Amazon River is the piranha. With its sharp teeth, it's one of the most feared fish in the world. The Amazon is home to the Amazon River dolphin. This is a freshwater dolphin. People also find other well-known animals in the Amazon River. These include snakes, catfish, electric eel, crabs, turtles, and crocodile. There are different kinds of TV viewers. Some people watch television for entertainment, others watch only news, and a lot of them watch TV when they have nothing else to do. Most people watch TV in the evening because this allows them to sit in front of the TV set with their relatives and to spend some free time together. As for me, watching TV is one of the cheapest and most interesting ways for entertainment. My favorite channel is Cartoon Network. It broadcasts all day so I can enjoy the programs whenever I have free time. It is a channel of entertainment for kids and families, so my parents can also watch the programs with me. I often search for my favorite programs from Cartoon Network website. On the website, there is a schedule for all programs. I have relaxation time from watching this channel. Among a lot of cartoons I have ever watched, my favorite is Tom and Jerry. Whenever I have free time, I like to watch this cartoon. There are two main characters. Tom is a blue and white cat. He is rather stupid. Jerry is an intelligent brown mouse. He often makes fun of Tom. Tom's main job is to chase Jerry and try to catch him but fails. I think it is very interesting to watch every time Tom tries to catch Jerry. I have tried to wait and see Tom catch Jerry, but it never happens. Sometimes both Tom and Jerry become close friends and help each other when they have problems. Also, there are a lot of funny situations in the cartoon that I still remember well now. The cartoon brings me laughter whenever I view it. It helps me relax after a long day at work. I like watching cartoons so much, and I do not agree that cartoons are only for children. Football was played hundreds of years ago, and many people believe that it originated from England. Football is also called soccer in the US. It is a team game. In each team there are 11 members, 10 players and 1 goalkeeper. In a football match, 2 teams play against each other during 90 minutes in a rectangular field. The match is divided into 2 halves with each half lasting 45 minutes. Between the 2 halves is a break of 15 minutes. Football players try to kick the ball into the other team's goal, and the goalkeeper tries to stop the ball from getting into the goal. Whichever team scores more goals will win the game. In a football game, Only 2 goalkeepers can keep the ball in their hands. Football is the most popular game all over the world. Whenever we turn on the TV, there are football matches on different channels. The Football World Cup, an international football event, is held every 4 years. It is so popular that there are millions of people watching it. There are different kinds of sports games. They are necessary and useful for all of us. Sports games help us to keep fit and healthy so that we can study and work better. When we play a sports game, we come to learn many things. We learn how to keep calm and make our mind strong so that we can overcome a difficult situation and win the game. Playing a sports game helps us to be strong, cheerful, happy, and gives us energy and strength. Many students say that they feel happier in a playground than they do in a classroom, because while playing a sports game, they temporarily forget their lessons and homework. Schools and universities also encourage students to play sports games in their free time. How about you? What sports games do you like? Choose one and practice it to have joyful time. Paris, the capital of France, is one of the largest cities in Europe, with 2.2 million people living in the centre and almost 12 million people living in the suburbs. It is located on the River Seine. Paris is famous for being the most beautiful and romantic of all cities. It is also called the City of Light or the capital of fashion. A large part of the city, including the River Seine, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The city has a lot of landmarks, such as the world's most visited tourist site, the Eiffel Tower, the Arc de Triomphe, the Notre Dame Cathedral, and the Louvre Museum. Paris is the most visited place in the world with 45 million tourists every year. Paris has a climate with cool winters and warm summers. The weather is so pleasant in the summer, so it is a great time to visit Paris. Paris is well connected to the rest of Europe by train. Walking in Paris is one of the greatest pleasures of visiting the City of Light. It is possible to cross the entire city in only a few hours. Along the streets, there are a lot of cafes, fashion shops, and souvenir shops. Located in Southeast Asia, Singapore has become one of the world's richest countries and has the world's busiest port. Singapore is also one of the most popular tourist attractions in the world. With the population of over 5.5 million people, it is a very crowded city, but it is one of the cleanest cities in the world. Singapore is a garden city with over 50 major parks and 4 nature reserves, the Flower Dome, the Cloud Forest, museums, statues and theatres. Those who want to go shopping should come to Orchard Road with miles and miles of shopping malls. Singapore holds a lot of events each year. Some of its famous festivals and events include the Singapore Food Festival, the Singapore Sun Festival, the Singapore Music Festival, the Singapore Arts Festival, and the Chingay Parade. Christmas is also widely celebrated in Singapore. It is a season when the city streets and shopping malls are crowded along its famous shopping belt. Every 4 years in a different country around the world, there is a big sports competition. It is like the Olympics but only for one sport. The most popular sport in the world. What do you know about the FIFA World Cup? The first World Cup was in 1930 in Uruguay. In the final game, Uruguay beat Argentina and became the first World Cup winners. 13 countries played in the first World Cup. Now there are 32 countries in the competition. Until 2002, the World Cup was always in a European or an American country. South Korea and Japan held the first Asian World Cup. The first African World Cup was in 2010, in South Africa. Brazil is the most successful World Cup team. They are the only team that has played in every tournament. So far they have won it 5 times. Germany and Italy have won it 4 times. Uruguay, Argentina and France have won it 2 times. England and Spain have won it once. Sydney is a city on the east coast of Australia which is the capital city of New South Wales. About 5 million people live in Sydney, which makes it the biggest city in Oceania. In Sydney there are many famous buildings, the Sydney Opera House, the Queen Victoria Building and the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Sydney has a large harbour and many beaches. The most famous beach is Bondi Beach. Sydney has lots of things to see and do. These include visiting Taronga Zoo, the northern side of the harbour, eating food, looking at art or watching sports, like cricket or rugby, or walking down George Street which has many nice shops. Sydney has some of Australia's best shopping areas. Many people go to Sydney City to watch the great fireworks display over the harbour on New Year's Eve. Sydney holds events throughout the year that attract tourists from around the world. Some namely events are Vivid Sydney, Royal Easter Show and more. My dream house will be a 1-story country cottage. Though many people like to live in a big house, I prefer living in a small one on a farm because I might enjoy fresh air and a peaceful atmosphere. Like most cottages, my house will be quiet. The front of the house will be made of stone, and it will have a nice wooden roof with a chimney on the top. I will use space in my house efficiently. There will be a living room, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and large windows that will let in a lot of natural light. In the living room, there will be a reading table, a sofa and a computer. The reading table will become a dining table in the evening, and the sofa will turn into a bed at night. I might not even cook, but I will buy canned food from the supermarket. I love flowers, so I will plant various kinds of flowers around the house. I think it might be really lovely. I will take a lot of photos of flowers every day. This is my hobby. What kind of houses would you like to live in? Some people like living in simple houses in the countryside, while others prefer living in modern houses in big cities. John often says that he would like to live in a modern house. Now he is drawing his future house. The house looks like a UFO, but it might float on the water as a boat, and he calls it a boathouse. Because the house is on the water, he will make a special device so that he might get energy from water and wind. In his smart house, he will need only a single control, which might be the same as a smartphone. It will control lights and electric appliances, supply heat, and even lock doors. He will have a security system in his future house so that he will not worry about his safe. The security system will protect the house from thieves and robbers. He will buy a cute robot so that he will talk to it, and he will have it do all the housework. He will buy new and modern furniture. His future house will be modern and comfortable. We know that we will pollute the environment if we do not use materials wisely. People have founded many programs to save materials and protect the environment. 3RS is one of them. 3RS stands for reduce, reuse and recycle. Reducing means we reduce the amount of waste we produce. This is the best way to help the environment. If we do not reduce the waste, we will pollute our environment more seriously. Reusing is using the items again. For example, plastic bags can be reused if it is still new. We should not throw away reusable things but store and use them for other purposes. Recycling is changing the waste materials into new products. For example, we recycle waste paper to make carton boxes. We should recycle as many things as possible. If we reduce, reuse and recycle our resources, we will save energy and money. Moreover, we will help to prevent pollution and global climate change. Have you ever thought of how to reduce pollution? Here are 5 easy ways. Use public means of transportation. We shouldn't use cars to go to nearby places but walk, ride a bicycle or take a bus. It is one of the best ways to reduce pollution. Use green energy. We should use renewable energy such as solar energy and wind. Turn off lights, computers and all other electric devices when they are not in use. If we do so, we will save a lot of energy and money. Be careful with the rubbish we throw away every day because they cause serious pollution. We should not throw rubbish into lakes, rivers and seas. Use environmentally friendly products. We should use reusable bags and bottles instead of plastic ones. Plastic waste is harmful to the environment. In a restaurant, robots can serve food just like waiters and waitresses. Besides, it is interesting to see a robot serving customers. Some fast food chains have already replaced their kitchen team with robots. Robots are not only serve foods but also cook. Scientists in San Francisco in the US have developed a robot that can automatically produce 400 burgers in an hour, carrying out the work of 3 humans. Japanese restaurants have used restaurant robots for simple tasks, such as collecting or washing dishes and cleaning the floor. Akihiro Suzuki works at Yaskawa Electric, a company that develops robots. He says robots can't do everything a human can, but they can work without becoming tired. He says robots can't taste food or change heating levels. But he says if a dish is easily prepared, a robot can repeat the same movement to reproduce the same meal. He says people all over the world now eat sushi, but there are not enough skilled cooks to prepare it. He says his robots can help anyone make sushi. Other robots have been created to help decorate cakes or cut and peel apples. You are busy studying or working. You do not have enough time and energy to do housework. Why don't you buy a home robot? They might be a little expensive, but they can change your life. Home robots are programmed to help with household chores. What will home robots be able to do? One of the main tasks of home robots will be doing household chores. Besides, they will also be used for gardening, playing with children, taking care of patients and providing entertainment. Scientists want to make home robots which can iron the clothes, make the beds, and do many of other things that humans can do. Also, these labor-saving robots will be able to help disabled or elderly people. To handle all of the above, they must be able to communicate with humans. We know that paper is made from trees, so recycling paper helps to save trees. Saving trees helps to prevent air pollution, soil erosion, and floods. In Britain, 12.5 million tons of paper are used every year. An average person uses 38 kg of paper each year. It takes 24 trees to make 1 ton of paper. 67% of paper used in Britain is kept for recycling. Paper recycling is so important, and we should recycle our waste paper. To get the benefits of recycling, we must give our contribution to the work. Paper recycling is also a great chore for children depending on their age. It is an important way for children to learn about responsibility for saving money and trees, and working together. Recycling chores help children to learn about going green and protecting natural resources. Children can also help with recycling at home, at school, and in the community. Robots are changing our life now in so many ways, and actually they have been our life for years. Scientists have tried to make personal robots more suitable for home life. What will future robots be able to do? They will help take care of old people. This will be one of the most important uses of personal robots in the coming years. Personal robots will be able to make daily tasks easier. It will help old people many things, such as do the housework, go to buy products at the supermarket, help to lift heavy things, and even take old people to cross a busy street. Besides doing the housework, robots will be able to recognize us by our faces. They will be able to talk to us and do what we ask them to do. Robots will be able to communicate with us as a friend. They will be able to play sports and games with children and tell the children bedtime stories.